All right, I want to hear your feedback about the map Taego. It's officially been out now for over a month. It launched on July 7th for PC and July 15th for console. And if you haven't played yet, if you're just watching this video because you used to be a fan of PUBG or you want to see what's going on with Taego, I would highly encourage checking it out because what PUBG did with this map and the recent updates has been awesome. So I know that PUBG hasn't come out with PUBG 2. They haven't remastered the game or fixed it. They haven't done a next-gen update, which is unfortunate. But it seems like some of the stuffs are dead in the water, and I don't want to focus on that stuff. That has been the kind of focus of negativity in PUBG for quite some time now. And I really want to move away from that and just talk about this map and what PUBG is doing right or maybe wrong in your opinion from the gameplay perspective. Because when I get into the game with my friends, I'm still having a blast playing PUBG, excuse me. And when this launched on console, the new update 13.1 with the multi-care packages, the secret room, which we'll talk about in this video, I had some of the most fun playing PUBG that I've had in months. So I want to hear what you guys think. I've been asking people in the community and other streamers, trying to collect some information about this map, because really when I think about this right now is the best that PUBG has to offer. And if you don't like this, then I'm, kind of worried about the game, or at least the experience for you, because I don't know what else PUBG can really offer you. I mean, other than the updates that are going to come, and hopefully, and obviously, I guess both, they're going to be bringing in new things, hopefully things that you like. And there will be another map in a few months, Kiki, which I guess we could talk about briefly. So allegedly what I've been told is that this map, Taego, will be around until the end of season 14. Right now, we just started season 13. And then, so season 14 will end, Taego will go away. And then at some point in the near future, whether it's right after the update or another month or two or whenever, the next map, Kiki, will be brought in. And then who knows what the future of Taego will have in store. But really, I think the overall consensus is that this map is great, whether you love it, maybe you don't love it, but it seems like people don't hate it, I should say. And that this map would be a great ranked map or competitive map. And I know a lot of people would like to see this come into competitive play and see Sanhok leave ranked play. At least I've seen that feedback a lot on console. So getting back to the gist of this video. So leaving those things out aside, leaving that it's in a separate queue, leaving that PUBG hasn't been graphically updated, leaving that the comeback BR might not be perfect for you, leave that aside. Let's talk about the game, what they've brought to the table, and what's going on, whether you guys like it or not. So one of the first things I think is appropriate is this new feature that they brought into the game, because I'm pushing at it right now. And this is the multi-care package drop. So this is crazy. PUBG took the care package and kind of flipped it on its head and added a bunch more. So you can see the pink one right there is part of the Blackpink K-pop collaboration, which is just a regular care package with a gun and some level 3 gear. And then the other care packages can vary with anything from a smoke all the way to even more level 3 guns and gear. So in this game, I'm actually already rocking, I said that kind of strange, rocking 2 crate weapons. And I think my team walks away here with 3 AUMs, an MK14, a couple of the people had double crate weapons, and all of us had level 3 gear. So this is definitely something that can be abused by good teams, or really anybody for that matter. So maybe a little unbalanced. But in most cases, other than this one, this creates a map event, which is so cool. It's kind of special actually to Taego, that usually leads to so much action. It's crazy. And this led to why we were having so much fun. We were constantly pushing these crates. It seems like a handful of teams were always doing the same, not in every case like this one. And then when you had a situation like this, you were stoked because you got free crates. But then it led to so much fighting going on. And then because there are actually so many crates on the ground, it actually gives you cover to kind of hold down and return fire and fight it out there, which is pretty cool. And this has enhanced what Taego has already brought to the table, because the way that's laid out, there's kind of, at least it seems to be more sporadic compared to the other maps, just anecdotally. I don't have any data supporting that. Like, I think there's some kind of metric compound density in the maps, but it does seem to be more spread out. So because of that, there's a lot of cool action with people driving around, shooting from the cars. And I don't know if this was intentional or not, but because the backseat passengers can't shoot out of the pony, you actually have these kind of longer, drawn out fights in the vehicles, which in my opinion, kind of lead to more fun because you're just driving around. There's chaos. People are shooting at each other. When normally everyone, all three people of the car would be hanging out, shooting. Maybe someone would knock their teammate, or maybe they would insta blow up another car. Now it's a lot more difficult and leads to less friendly fire incidents, which is nice. But I wonder if, again, that was intentional or just kind of a coincidence or an indirect kind of causality because of the way they designed that car. But it ends up playing really, really well and keeps the action going, even though the first circle and stuff like that can be pretty slow. And again, kind of talking about that, because the compounds are so spread out, to me, it kind of lends itself to better players because a lot of the fighting is at a distance. So in my opinion, it's much easier to fight up close with a submachine gun because the hip fire spread is great. You can over the shoulder if you're playing in TPP. But when you're shooting at a distance with a sniper, a DMR, or say you're shooting with a 6x AR, the skill needed for that is at an advanced level, and definitely kind of shows the better players or better squads versus the less skilled squads. So Taego, while has some features like the comeback BR, self-res and all that stuff, which to me kind of appeals to new players, beginners, casuals, actually kind of lends itself to really good players. And again, if they have all the crate weapons, they're kind of going to be dominating the map. And I've definitely seen that happen. It's happened to me. I've definitely been taken out by some great squads. We've done that to a couple of the lobbies where we're just completely taking over, Taegoing over. And yeah, so that is kind of mixed for me because there are a lot of open fields and sometimes not enough cover. They have placed a lot of rocks, these big rocks in many of the areas, but there almost seems like there needs to be more dips, kind of like Miramar, that you can go in and out of for cover. They've definitely kind of nerfed the compounds with less of them, and then also they've strategically put them lower, kind of like what they did on Vikendi when they updated the map. They moved them lower so people can have higher ground near the compound, kind of shoot down into the compound to balance it out. And then also, you can usually see a clear disadvantage to the compound where they might not have a great angle or someone else has a good angle on them. So it definitely kind of promotes playing out in the open. But again, if you're a beginner player, you might not be prepared to be out in the open fighting or feel comfortable. Better players are going to have vehicles with them, maybe a lot of smokes. You definitely need, I think, in my opinion, one or the other or both, vehicles and smokes, to help increase your chance of victory and success on this map. And it's definitely helped me out a lot. And then again, things like a self-res can help a beginner player, but also a great squad can use that in their advantage to even further their chances of winning the match. So definitely a great map, but also can be frustrating and tough. And because of the separated queue, a lot of good players are playing this map for the new experience and stuff like that. So you definitely run into a lot of good players out there, and the competition can be fierce out on Taego. And talking about the separated queue, obviously that should be merged now. I think we should recognize that it was awesome that PUBG did separate it. They know there's a queue issue. They don't need to be told by people, everyone in the community. They've been trying their best, and they have been, PUBG doesn't do their best at communicating, but they have said they're aware of the queue issue. And when they launched the remastered version of Miramar, they actually didn't have that in a separated queue. So I think they did this for the new players and the big fans of the game that want to play it over and over again. But so, I'm happy they did it, but now it is time for them to merge the queue. We've had it for a month. It's affecting some regions and some different platforms like PC. So hopefully they'll respond to that and we'll keep the game flowing. But otherwise, yeah, I want to hear what you guys think of this map. Oh, and I didn't even mention the secret room. Secret room key is kind of cool. What they did on Paramo, you can go there. There's a lot of weapons in there. Maybe some weapons that aren't even normally available on Taego. Usually there's an emergency airdrop in there, which is cool. Kind of keeps the gameplay moving. And they brought those into Taego, which originally didn't launch with the airdrops or spike traps or a few other things like that in the C4. So they brought those back in. So with all of that stuff, this map just has it all really, except for gliders. I don't know if we'll ever see the gliders on the map. There are those planes at airport, which I thought were going to be flyable, but we're not. Will we see that in a future update? Was it just a tease? We'll have to wait and see. Keep this in mind before we end the video, that this is really the first time that they're taking a new map and making updates specifically for it. With Karkin, with Paramo, and even with Haven, which was a limited time map, they didn't really have many updates for that map. It kind of was a new map. They put it out into the ether and it was just there. But with this strategy, they're actually bringing in updates just for this map. And there's a new thing coming eventually that looks like a blue zone grenade. Who knows if it's only going to be on Taego or on other maps. But it's kind of interesting how they're doing that and making this its own experience, which could partially be why they're keeping it in its own queue. We actually got close to losing it here, but ended up clutching it up for the dub. So as always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5, and peace out.